How are we doing?
We're doing good. How are you guys doing? How was your weekend?
Are you leading this, Rubes? I went to Clemson this weekend, and it was fantastic.
Oh, you did? How was that?
It was great. They won big.
Good game.
It was hot, though, and I am a complainer.
Yeah, it was in the mid 80s. Saturday.
You? Not you.
I just like to
Only
be.
on Friday, right?
I like to be comfortable.
But how about those Gamecocks? They beat Georgia? What? I'm a Gamecocks fan. I'm sorry.
I wasn't watching.
Okay, so the big talker this morning.
How about those Panthers?
Yeah.
How about those Panthers? Well, we're going to get to the Panthers. Anyway, so the big talker this morning is Charlotte doing enough to deal with the affordable housing crisis? Is something we've been asking you all morning long. After the Charlotte Journalism Collaborative, a group met last night with different journalists and community members who are impacted by the affordable housing crisis in Charlotte, and they were trying to figure out ways to tackle the issue. So right now, 47% say yes, Charlotte is doing enough to deal with the affordable housing crisis, but then not too far, 53% is saying no. Ben, this has been a conversation for years.
Ben.
I know,
Well,
but
it has. I mean, just take a stroll around the city and see all of the construction, these brand new apartments that are taking neighborhoods completely away, and gentrification is happening citywide. I think this is a discussion that's, I don't want to say it's never too late, but why didn't we do this like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, before all this happened, for this incredible development that's just taking over block after block after block of the city?
I mean, you want to see progress, right? You want to see neighborhoods develop, and you want to see great bars and restaurants and shops and people thriving and things like that. But you don't want to see people pushed out.
And there are people having to live that lived in downtown Charlotte, near uptown Charlotte. They have to live in Gaston County,
and then commute
Iredell County, and drive in.
I'm saying you want to have a balance, and I feel like you're right. Like I feel like every single day there's a brand new thing that's popping up, and it's a building that's taking over whole blocks.
Absolutely.
And it's expensive. Rent is crazy.
The city has been trying to tackle this for quite some time now. And when you talk to city council and when you talk to the mayor, they all say this is, granted the homicide rates ticked up a lot recently, so that's probably their biggest priority. But still, this is one of the most pervasive, complicated issues they deal with. They have that $50 million housing fund that they've created in order to try to do that, to help create some more affordable housing in strategic places around the city. But I think they'd be the first people to tell you that they've not got this one figured out yet.
Yeah, I think this is, I would love to see a city that has it figured out. Like, who's a good model for this?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Certainly not Atlanta, Georgia. Don't bring that one up. They try to compare us with Atlanta.
Yeah, you can't do that. So I don't know.
A lot of people are already weighing in. David Clark saying no, they are not. And then Natasha Cross, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. She's saying without minimum wage going up, it'll always be this way. And then she said Section 8 opened up 4 years ago and people are still waiting.
Yeah.
That's subsidized housing. And those are things that are very important, because it's not, when you push entire groups of people out of a city, how can they find jobs?
And out of the neighborhoods that they've been in their entire life.
Right.
Generations of people have been there.
Yeah. So we did some digging this morning, and according to HUD, which is the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, they're saying affordable housing means you're not spending more than 30% of your family's income on housing. But another study shows that more than 60% of people are spending at least half their money in rent or house payments. So interesting numbers there. Good morning, Joanne Pauls. I see you. Michaela Consuela, good morning to you. All right, so the next story this morning, on a lighter note, the Panthers and their win, 4 straight wins in a row. How about those Panthers?
They played so well.
Yeah.
I mean, we are talking about, there were chants of MVP for Christian McCaffrey because, okay, here's the play that I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3. He makes it look so easy, right? 25-yard touchdown. That was his second touchdown of the morning, because we watched it at 9:30
here. If
here.
you've ever seen him without a uniform on, you go, how does he do that? I mean, he's a muscular guy, but there's some monster guys that cannot deal with him. He's kicking, you know what?
He really is. And I think that there are talks all around the league that he quite possibly could be the best player at this point. And not only that, he is in his prime.
He is.
But the defense, Panthers defense.
Sorry, Jameis Winston. What a terrible game
By the second half, Jameis Winston had been sacked 6 times by the second half. By the second half.
Our defense looked incredible yesterday.
So by the end of the game, it was 7 times, but by the second half, 6 times, and had 2 interceptions by halftime.
You know, this team
that
has not
kills
played
momentum
this well
for
as
him.
a unit in so long. I mean, every facet of the team is working well. All the gears are going right.
But that's a problem, Larry.
I know it's a problem.
Because now we've got to deal with this looming decision.
Yes.
Bye week next week, which gives Cam Newton another week, 2 weeks to recover.
Yeah.
The big decision looming is, do they bring Cam back if he's healthy enough? What will that do to the locker room? Does it kill momentum?
The starting quarterback, but keep Kyle Allen in it. I mean, that momentum. Do you want that momentum to?
I think they got their, as they say, the mojo's working. I mean, they got the right chemistry, the right biorhythmic charts.
Because everyone is in. It really is an all-in effort.
It's a winning team, and I think that's going to be a situation. And I hope if Cam comes back and he's on the bench, he deals with it well.
That is tough because I could see from his point of view, like he is the starting quarterback.
He's paid a lot of money.
He's paid a lot of money to do that.
Starter.
Yeah.
And I think Kyle Allen knows that.
Of course.
He knows that, and I think
he's undrafted. Kyle Allen. He wasn't even,
He's a class guy, and I think if Cam came back in, he'd understand it. He'd be on the sidelines. As he said, he's always prepared.
I do think, though, that there will be, whether you put Cam Newton in or you don't, either way, there will be some rumbles in there.
Yeah.
I was interested, of course, I get into the nerdy aspect of it, that you had this gorgeous brand new stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Tottenham Stadium.
Tottenham Stadium did not have a dome.
No.
They were playing anyway.
Yes.
Privately funded.
Exactly.
Imagine that, Ben.
Yeah.
Zero taxpayer money.
We don't do it that way in the United States.
It's a soccer stadium built for soccer, but they play football there. Yeah.
That is interesting.
It was It was a great looking stadium.
It was. It was a really neat.
Really nice.
I enjoyed seeing it actually.
And the thing that's interesting about what you're saying is that there are people who will really, we can't build stadiums without the public's help.
Yeah.
No, that is absolutely 100% not true.
Right now, Walter Kimball is saying we need more football on at 9:30. This is a great football weekend.
It really set up the whole day for watching football all day.
Yeah.
Bench Kim, hint. But then someone says if Cam came back and they lose, who's the blame now?
Whoa.
Yeah, well.
I think that's what everybody's.
Well, let me say this.
Well.
They're obviously got a bye week. They come back, they go to the West Coast, and they play a great team, the San Francisco 49ers.
Because the 49ers are on a roll.
That will be the test.
Yeah.
Regardless of who's a quarterback. That'll be the test.
We shall see.
It is. I feel like I honestly feel very anxious about the whole thing.
Right?
It's so stupid. I'm not playing, but I do feel that way.
Everybody feels that way.
I feel for Kyle Allen because he obviously is doing a great job, but he still has a lot of pressure going into every game because you will have those people who say, like, if they lost with Kyle, it's Kyle's fault. But if they continue to win with Kyle, then.
See, I feel like he's sitting pretty right now. I feel like everything's going well for him.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Keep the momentum.
Even if Cam comes back, he's like,
yes.
Okay.
I've proven myself.
Yeah.
I feel like.
And he's going to work just as hard probably as if he was playing if they do put Cam Newton back
I will say this. Don't you think there's something to be said for the fact that because they they were left with the choice, they had no choice to put Kyle Allen in, and no one thought that he could do anything. Every other team member really stepped up their game.
They did.
And now it's a full team effort.
I'll say this about Kyle Allen. One thing he is doing as a quarterback, he's spreading the ball around to all the receivers, something that was not happening before.
And he has a short game.
And yes, he has a short game. So he's got some skill sets that maybe some other people ought to look at.
I mean, people are probably looking up to him. He's young, but they're looking up to Kyle Allen on the team and seeing, not only his effort.
I don't think they're looking up to him.
Not looking. When I say look up to him, meaning like just the energy that he's given the team. Like the morale is definitely different because I feel like, and this is my opinion, like look what he's doing. There were a lot of naysayers, and he's just blocking all that negative energy out, and he's putting on for.
I think they're all just helping him out, which is good. Like they know,
It's
a full team.
Think of it this way.
But he's the quarterback. He's leading the team, and look what he's doing.
Think of it this way.
Okay.
If you had the choice to either be young, relatively, unknown when it comes to like whether it's just Cam or Kyle Allen, to be Kyle Allen, you don't have the money, you don't have the fame, but you've won 4 games in a row, or be Cam Newton, have the money, have the fame.
And have all the doubters.
Have all the doubters.
Wow.
Have all this riding on your shoulders.
All
the pressure.
Yeah.
I would take Kyle Allen any day of the week.
I would take Kyle Allen as well. Okay, so Daniel Barrett is saying at least the scarf has been gone a while. Mike Kavanaugh says stick with the winner. Cam proved nothing or has proved nothing.
I think people are so hard on Cam. Give the guy a break. I'm not afraid to say this, and no offense to anyone who doesn't agree with me. I am so over, though, every single naysayer and doubter. I feel like everyone has there's a lot of poison and hate for Cam Newton, and I don't understand why.
I think what happens is because Cam is Cam, he brings in a lot on himself.
Sure.
He's a showboat.
He's a showboat. A lot of people don't like that because if you're a showboat,
well, when he's winning, they love it though.
Win,
when he's losing,
but he has been a showboat, and he's been a showboat, and he's not been a winner.
But my point is, you can't love Cam and be, Cam's the best quarterback when they're winning and going to the Super Bowl.
That's a fair weather friend.
It is, and that's not okay.
No,
I will say this: I think Cam Newton makes really bad decisions. Like he didn't go with the travel with the team, which totally makes sense, right, to London. Coach Rivera saying that we don't want him flying. It puts a lot of pressure on your injury, blah, 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 blah. Fine. But then he's seen walking through the Charlotte Douglas International Airport on Friday. Yeah. Where are you going, Cam? Even if he was flying to Raleigh, it's not a good look.
Yeah.
You can't be Cam Newton, 6'6", one of the biggest celebrity besides Michael Jordan in Charlotte, walking through the airport when you're not going with the team. You can't do it. People are going to get mad at you, whether it's right or wrong, whether you should be able to live your life or not.
Taking a stroll for the heck
Who knows what he was doing? He was clearly going somewhere, but
he wasn't in London.
He wasn't going to London, so it makes him look bad. Like, just be smarter.
You know, on Facebook, Jeff
the motorbike
saying,
thing.
Kyle Allen has definitely stepped up. The rest of the team. Nikki Toner says, if it's working, why change it? Leave it alone. Cam can sit for a while longer and let them go show what they can do. Shannon Culver throwing shots this morning. Cam is a circus act. Kathy Grigg saying 2 different guys, different strengths. Ooh, John Grisby saying if you dress like a drag queen, you need to win. Mike Kavanaugh, it's not the
He's saying if you're dressing like a crazy person, you need to win.
If you're doing all that,
you know, if you're doing the most,
bring some W's behind that. Interesting. A lot of people sounding off this morning about the Panthers. We will see what's to come after the bye week. Now let's talk about Simone Biles, who is making history after history after history. She competed in the World Championships in Germany this past weekend, and she now has the most medals of any athlete, or male or female. She grabbed 4 medals this weekend, again at the World Championships in Germany. She's now looking to take on Tokyo 2020 next year.
She's amazing.
How does she do that?
I don't know.
It is. Wow.
She's creating her own jumps and stunts because the ones that are in existence just aren't hard enough.
I love it. Let's take a listen to what she has to say.
But we don't have a soundbite, so we can't do that.
Oh, we don't have the soundbite. Well, let me tell you about this. She's not humble about her efforts or her talent, nor should she be. She says she's not the next Usain Bolt or the next Michael Phelps. She is the first Simone Biles. And I think that's energy and confidence that you need to take on. And she's winning with that confidence.
She really is incredible. I can't wait to see her at the Olympics. And again, I hope that because we did a story last week about how some of the stunts that she's created are not going to be scored as highly as they should be because they just don't have a category for them.
Well, no, they said that, we talked about this last week in our Click Pick segments. Basically, they want those moves are really hard and they're extremely tough, so they want the other girls to obviously try them, but then they want them to stay safe, so they're putting them at a low point. I guess they're trying to do that to avoid those other gymnasts to do it because they're dangerous. But some gymnasts were speaking out saying, no, we want to do it and we want to get a high point grade for them. And I think they should get a high value for that. But who knows? If she's doing it, then I'm pretty sure there are other gymnasts out there who I want to try it too, and they should get the points for that. All right, let's talk about some cottage cheese. I know it's weird. It was weird to me when I first saw this, but apparently it's not weird because the next time you're hungry for a midnight snack, grab the cottage cheese.
Is that cottage cheese or is that popcorn?
That looks like popcorn. I don't think that. And that's not cottage cheese either. That's cauliflower. That's cottage cheese.
I'll go with cauliflower.
I don't know. Researchers from Florida State say it's the ideal before bed
That's feta.
because it helps boost your metabolism and promote muscle recovery. So if you need some energy, you're told to down some cottage cheese 30 to 60 minutes before bed. So who's going to do it? Are you going to do it?
Yeah.
I don't
eat cottage cheese.
I don't do it, but I don't mind cottage cheese.
I love cottage cheese.
It's terrible.
I eat it every day.
Ugh.
What do you eat it with?
Right?
To me, it's key what you eat it with.
Well, one of my favorite snacks is cottage cheese with chopped up red peppers, yellow peppers, orange peppers, lots of them in there, and then sunflower seeds.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that. I don't
It's
I wouldn't like that.
delicious.
I just heard cottage cheese and sunflower seeds. That's a weird mixture to me.
It's amazing. It's crunchy. I love it.
Hold up, do you take off the shells?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to know.
When I do cottage cheese, I lean more towards the sweet than the savory.
Oh, I also like cottage cheese with cinnamon and
I
sugar.
just see people eating it with fruit. Now, I probably could do that.
No, I enjoy it with fruit. I don't enjoy it. Some people eat with tomatoes.
I love it with tomatoes.
No. Or the way you just described. I don't think I would
I don't
enjoy
think
that.
I could do that.
You
Anyway,
guys-
if you eat it,
My
30 to 60
grandmother-
minutes before bed, it's gonna help you
My
out.
grandmother would give it to us when we were younger. She lived in Brooklyn, in Canarsie. You want a snack? Have some cottage cheese. A little tiny cup of it. If you need any more, ask for it after you're done and give us
Way to go,
half of
Grandma.
a bagel.
right, yeah.
You put that cottage cheese on the bagel with some salt and pepper.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the weather.
Let's talk about it. We had the rain yesterday. It was cool. It was a very
nice.
day. 70 yesterday. Today, warming up to 80 on this Columbus Day. Tomorrow, the rain holds off until the evening. Could be some very heavy rain on Wednesday morning. And if you like those really cold mornings, we got one for you. Thursday morning, 43. We'll be in the mid-40s Friday. Chilly days Thursday and Friday, and then looking ahead this weekend, right now looking pretty nice, mid-70s Saturday and Sunday. The Panthers have a bye week. They'll not be in town. Then the next time they play is a week from this Sunday. They'll be in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Taking on the 49ers, who
Who will be their quarterback?
dominating.
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
I know
That's
the
the
49ers are scary.
Jimmy Garoppolo will be their quarterback.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.
Have a good Monday,
Bright
everybody.
and early. 4:30.
Goodbye.
Bye.